Hello there, welcome back to the YouTube channel for another video this week, and today we're still in Bloomburrow land and we're looking at Helga the Skittish Seer. One of the ones that was on the poll and didn't really come that, I think came third in the end, but I decided it's time to do Helga anyway, so we're here. Green, white and blue for a 1/3 frog druid, and whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, you draw a card, gain a life and put +1/+1 counter on Helga. And you can tap Helga to add one colour. Add X mana of one colour where X is Helga the Skittish Seer's power. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells with mana value 4 or greater, or creature spells with X in their mana cost. Now, I know a few people I've seen have been thinking about this with the Hydras. I've kind of ignored that. I've gone my own way with this today. So this is kind of a variation. Probably about a 6 power level when we go live. Again, this is being filmed before the full set's released. If you know if there's anything that should be in this deck that I've missed out, leave me a comment down below once you've hit the subscribe button to help me to get away from, get closer to my 500 subscribers by the end of the year. But this is what today's deck looks like. So at the beginning, we're going for some ramp obviously, and a special kind of creature, and we'll start with the special one. Allosaurus Shepherd means this spell can't be countered, and green spells you control can't be countered either. And then until the end of turn, each elf creature you control has a base power and toughness 5/5 and becomes a dinosaur for 6 mana. Not so much that, it's to stop our creatures getting countered, hence why Allosaurus Shepherd is here. We have the ramp in the form of the Avacyn's Pilgrim for the white mana, Birds of Paradise for anything, Mystic, Feyenoord, Lanois and Noble Hierarch all give us more ramp. Technically, Cura's Follower is also ramp, but that has the benefit of untapping anything, not just the lands or creatures. To make sure our creatures are big, Arwen, Weaver of Hope appears. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Arwen, Weaver of Hope's toughness. So, at the start they're all getting 1. Not a bad place. Gwen, Eyes of Gaia, add 2 mana in any colour combination. Activate to cast creature spells or activate ability creatures. And whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, get a +1/+1 counter on Gwen and untap her. Quite useful, especially when Gorklaw's around, to make all our creatures with power 4 or more cost 2 less. And then get to attack. Creatures you control with power 4 or more get +1/+1 and trample. Nice. The Master Biomancer makes an appearance for the first time in one of my decks in a long time. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to the Biomancer's power and is a mutant. Yep, okay, happy with that. Selvala, Eagle Trailblazer, makes it in. It is a full power creature, so benefits from a lot of the things. And yeah, we get Mercenaries when we cast creature spells, and we get to add some mana as well. Love it. Don't forget, mana value 4 or greater. So, Sovereign Onyx Ahu also makes it in, because we should be chucking around some +1/+1 counters quite happily with this. So we get to do the whenever the attacks each creature you control with power greater than the creature's base power, put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the difference. You build an army very quickly. Surak, the Hunt Caller, is also here. Gives all our target creature haste if we've got total power of 8 or more, which we should have. Unusual choice, Thunderous Snapper. Whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 or greater, you get to draw a card, and we do have quite a few that hit that target. Coming up now with Defiler of Vigor, followed by Elder Gargaroth, followed by Genesis, so we can get things back from our graveyard that have been killed off. Railway Brawler makes an appearance as well. Reach and trample, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, put X +1/+1 counters on it where X is its power, and you get to plot this out for 4. So yeah, happy with that plan. Seaborn Muse untaps everything, keeps everything going from that point of view, if we need to add any mana for some reason we're Helga in someone else's turn. Azzy, Tyrant of Gear Strait, makes an appearance to play the extra land and give us a bit of a landfall trigger to draw a card. Amareth, the Lustrous, again a card we haven't seen recently, but whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of our library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it in your hand. Bonnie Pal had to make an appearance, Thunder Junction as well. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then you put a land card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield, and you get the legendary Ox as well, power and toughness equal to the number of lands we control. Had to be here. Because we're playing green, Consecrate Sphinx. Green? Duh. That's a boo-boo. Consecrate Sphinx is blue. And it had to be here because it's a blue card. Like drawing cards. Great fun. Surek and Goreclaw get together in this card as well to give everything trample. And then give all non-token creatures +1/+1 and haste. Elesh Norn keeps everything under control for us. Golter and Marverin either give us a big tapped dinosaur creature with trample that's tapped and attacking, or we get a whole load of 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Yeah, okay then. Coma, Cosmos Serpent had to be as well. Get the little wonderful blue serpent creature tokens, name Coma's coils every turn, and then use them to sack it off to make Coma basically indestructible each turn. Nyxbloom Ancient just gives us a stupid amount of mana to make sure we can cast everything. Avacyn, Angel of Hope, makes an appearance to make sure everything becomes indestructible. Triplicate Titan to give us the golems, and having a 9/9 in the flying in the air gives people headaches, especially since it has vigilance and trample as well. And yeah, I'm playing kind of a ramp deck, so Apex Devastator had to be here. Sorry. Finally, Golter, Primal Hunger. We should be able to cast this for 2 mana most of the time, I'd have thought. Well, in my playtesting I've been able to, so hey. Just a shame we haven't got any easy way of giving it haste unless we have Surek out as well. Planeswalkers, just the one. The Kiora Behemoth Beckoner, just so we can draw cards when we get Power 4 more into play, and then we get to untap things. We have a fair amount of control though. We have Cyclonic Rift, then we have Ramp with Farseek, Nature's Law, Rampant Growth, 3 Visits, Cultivate, and then we have some control with Day of Judgment, Supreme Verdict, Wrath of God, and then we have 2 cards that are just here because I couldn't resist playing them in this deck. Genesis Wave, because it's Genesis Wave, and yeah, I know it doesn't trigger Helga before anyone says, but I still have my little thing for Genesis Wave. And Shamanic Revelation will probably be drawing a lot of cards and gaining a lot of life with this deck when we cast this, so yay go us. Because we're playing ramp spells everywhere and we have all the ramp creatures, not too heavy on the artifacts, just a Soul Ring and Arcane Signet from ramp, and then one of each of the medallions to help us make sure that our casting costs are reasonable, and then the Great Henge. Yeah, had to happen, didn't it? Why not? Enchantment wise, Up the Beanstalk gives us, whenever it's a battlefield or whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, we get to draw a card. We have a lot of them. Branching Evolution helps us out with our +1/+1 counter generation stuff, and we double up on it. You can play all the usual ones, but I just decided to play Branching Evolution just to give a break from them all. But I have chucked in Broker's Ascendancy because it fits the colour pattern happily. Elemental Bond lets us have a creature with power of 3 or more entering the battlefield, give us a card draw. And Garruk's Uprising does the same for their 4 or more, but gives everything trample in the background. So yeah, whenever Garruk's Uprising is the battlefield, control a creature. If you control a creature card with 4 or more power, you get to draw a card then. But 9 times out of 10 it'll be the other way around. You'll cast this early, then drop big creatures afterwards to draw the cards. The Growing Rights is here just so we can get something like a Gaze Cradle on the go at some stage. And Hadana's Climb, so we can put loads of +1/+1 counters around it, then eventually flip it and probably kill someone in the air quite happily. A card you don't see much of, but I think is quite good, is the Monologue Tax. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, we get a treasure token, which kind of helps. Guardian Project is a bit of a no-brainer in this deck, just so we can draw more cards, because nothing has the same name, because it's Commander. And then, yeah, Smothering Tide. Again, I know the rules around Smothering Tide, but hey, I'm playing it. Shoot me. Lands-wise, blue, green and white lands all the way through. Nothing particular fancy here. We do have the search sack lands in as well, so if you want to save some pennies if you haven't got them in real life, feel free to drop them out. They're not too bad. I mean, you know, since the reprints, their prices have come down quite significantly. We do have Reliquary Tower and we do have Temple of the False God, like I usually do in most of my decks. So, you know, it is all of that. But, you know, we just want to make sure we're getting Helga power up so we can cast these spells really quickly, and that's it. That is my take on Helga. Again, it can be powerful. I don't think this is the best build yet, but it's a starting point, and like I say, all of the decks from Bloomberg at the moment, while I'm doing them in advance, our starting points. If there are cards that have come out in the pre-release you think should be here, let me know in the comments down below. We can always adapt the deck when I get back from holiday and do some streaming again. But for now, thanks for watching. Please follow me on Twitch. Please hit the sub button if you can here on YouTube, and I will be back very soon from holiday, streaming again on a Thursday night and a Sunday afternoon UK time. But for now, take care, have fun, enjoy tomorrow's video, well, next day's video whenever I get it up. Take care, bye.